What's up, everybody? And I am back with another episode of the Zen Room. How you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. Weekend is fine. You know, spring is trying to spring, but then winter is still trying to fight. I don't know what's going on. I hope I'm not the only one that's confused around here. But one minute I'm wearing a jacket, the next minute I'm not. One minute I need a coat, next minute I don't. A little crazy. But anyway, I've had an eventful weekend. Shout out to my girls' dance team, DRC. We won grand championship. We had to go down to Orlando, Florida, which was amazing. It was very interesting getting there with all these people. Y'all know my family is big, so traveling was quite complicated. The going was actually smooth. The coming back was terrible, y'all. Terrible. And this is why I like paying for convenience, and people always be like, "Oh, you bougie," or I mean, I hate the word being bougie around me. So what? I'm bougie, whatever. But I like to pay for convenience because we flew what is that? Frontier coming back. And trust me, I wish I would have paid my regular American Airlines or whatever, JetBlue, United, whomever, Delta versus Frontier. Frontier, you guys are shitty, okay? I'm going to put it out there. Y'all are shitty. They start off with these low prices. By the time you finish paying for this, paying for that, doing this, doing that, you paying more than what you would have paid for the main airline people. And I just cannot get with that. Like, they did us really, really dirty coming back, and I'm still pissed about that. So our flight was 6 o'clock in the morning, so we kind of caught like a red eye or whatever. We got up, we were at the airport by 4. It was like 3:45 a.m. Mind you, like I said, it's 9 people in my family. So could you imagine getting all these people up? And it was more because my brother and his kids were also with us. So it was a lot of us. Long story short, we get to the airport thinking that we are there super early. And y'all, the bag check line, listen, the bag check line, not TSA, the bag check line was miles away, okay? Like miles. I'm not even exaggerating this shit. I can't make it up. It was unbelievable. I travel a lot. I'm always on airplanes. My husband, he's always in the air on flights. Listen, we've both never seen anything like this before. It was a disaster. Do you hear me? A disaster. I've never seen anything like that just for a bag check, just to check your bags. So because my son has Down syndrome, he has a disability, I have to go through TSA a little differently because he doesn't have an ID yet. I got to get him an ID, and that's on me. But I really wasn't thinking about it because we never had ran into an issue. However, we had to go through TSA. The manager have to come. They have to check his birth certificate, social security, just basically verify who he is. So he and I got through with no problem. So, my husband, like, just go ahead. I'm going to stay here with the kids and mom and dad, whatever the case may be, trying to make it to the line. So we gets through within like 10 minutes, me and my son. They did not make the flight, number one. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, they didn't make the flight, all because of the bag check. Now, mind you, he took the tags from the machine, put the tags on the bag. By the time he got to the thing, the lady told him that she wasn't taking any more bags. The bag check was closed. Are you freaking kidding me? Y'all, I can't even tell y'all what they went through just to even get to the bag check line. And then to get there and the lady could not pick the bag up and put it on the belt was absolutely insane. Then the next flight through them was not until the next day, which means we would have had to pay for another hotel stay, pay for the Uber to get to a hotel, finding a hotel. It's just so many different things, and not even being able to come home when you're already ready to be home in the first place. So that was another couple $1,000s that he had to come out his pocket. Fortunately, my mom and dad ended up making the flight. So he ended up shipping the bags home to try to make it easier, which it did. But because she did not By the time he checked the bags in or whatever and got to the flight, we were already taken off. It was just a disaster. So he was pissed. They ended up getting a whole nother flight through a whole nother airline and went through a whole nother airport and got home that afternoon. But it was just the bullshit. Like, they don't help you. They are so rude. They're so mean. Like, the service is terrible. Frontier, y'all need to get y'all shit together. Like, for real. I will never ever fly Frontier again unless I absolutely have to. And I'm telling you, that will have to be like on some last minute humbug because somebody passed away and I got to get there quick. Like, that's the only chances I'm taking with them again ever. So yeah, screw y'all. That's the moral of that story. Screw them. But back to the trip. The girls had competition in Orlando, and the weekend was really nice. We got there on a Thursday, and we stayed. We rented a big Airbnb, so the kids were able to have like play the games in the Airbnbs and stuff like that. And that Saturday we went to competition. It was like one of the biggest HBCU competitions in Florida of the year. And y'all, them girls did their thing. Again, I have to shout out my girls dance team DRC in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to Coach Teese because he did his thing with them girls. He always do his thing with them girls. But we bring home some trophies. We did our thing amongst of 14 other dance teams that were there. That's major, like super major. So I'm very proud of them on that. Shout out to my girls too, because they did their thing. They've been working really hard and they performed. Also, all the other teams too, they did their thing. I swear, it's just like watching that is so inspirational because you just see these kids dancing with so much talent. And as a mom and a business person, I'm looking at like how far they can actually go with this if they keep it up. Like, it's so many different avenues that they can take with this dancing stuff. So it's definitely a creative how can I say it, hobby, or not even a hobby, a what is the word I'm looking for, y'all? Talent, I guess you could say. Yes, very creative talent. So I enjoy watching them though, down from the minis all the way up to the seniors. They did their thing. So shout out to them for that. So speaking of entrepreneurship, listen, y'all, it be a challenge, man. I'm telling you, everybody think being an entrepreneur or a business owner is so easy and it just comes with all these perks. There are some perks with being a business person, but let me tell you, a business owner, I should say, it's hard work, man. This thing is hard work. You don't know when you're going to be up. You don't know when you're going to be down. You have to take care of everything. Like, we are our own content creators. We are our financial advisors. We are our insurance people. I don't even know how we insuring or what we insuring, but I just feel like I take the roles on everything when it comes to being a business owner. And I don't say that to discourage anyone who wants to be a business person, a business owner or entrepreneur. Please do not be discouraged. Just be ready for it is all I'm saying. Because everybody always talk about the perks. Oh, I can make my own schedule. I can do this. I can do this when I want. I can do that when I want. Yeah, that's all fun and fine until the other factors play in of being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. There's so many different aspects that you are responsible for, and you don't have anyone to fall back on, or when it's time to create ideas to make sure that your business is still trending and still, evolving and scaling up. It's just like you have to be able to come up with that. You have to be the one who are coming up with all the ideas and different things. So it's definitely some ups and downs when it comes to that. Like, you're never sleep. I could be at home in the bed thinking that I'm going to, what do you say, lay in my bed and watch a movie, but yet my brain is telling me like, okay, so I got this idea and I got that idea, and I could do this, I could do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. And like, your brain is just constantly going. Even though you say you're going to shut down, it really don't shut down. Like, it's like being a mom. Having a business, your own business is like having a child. Like you're constantly on call. You're constantly worried about your business, just like you're worried about your child, the well being of your child. You're worrying about the well being of your business because if your business is not staying afloat, what's paying the bills? You know what I'm saying? Unless you have other avenues to fall back on. And some people do and some people don't. But even if you do have other businesses, you still have to make sure that those businesses are running. So I just like to be transparent when it comes to being a business owner, entrepreneur, that there are so many different hats that we wear. So when y'all see people on here, or even myself, when I'm recording and I'm out and I'm smiling and I'm having a good time, I may be having some drinks, I may be at a restaurant, I may be networking or on vacation or whatever the case may be, those aren't really behind the scenes of what my daily life is. Like, it's not all the way 100%. So I do stress. I do get tired. There's times that I don't want to get out of the bed. There's times that I don't want to have clients, but I know I need to have these clients because I have to be able to pay my bills or afford the lifestyle that I live. There's times where I'm stressed out and I'm having panic attacks and I'm breaking down. I'm crying because I'm like, well, why this isn't like it was, or how can I make things better? Or did this person don't like me because they haven't been back? I haven't heard from this client. Did I do something wrong or whatever? Because sometimes people don't tell you. It could be something minor that you may have done that they didn't like and they may not return because of that. But it's like, that's why I love my reviews. And I know I'm skipping around everywhere, but it's a little hard when I'm talking to myself, but I'm trying to talk to you guys at the same time. So it's hard. That's why I love my reviews and when people give me reviews, and I want people to be honest with me so I can know, because if it's broke, if you don't tell me, how can I fix it? You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that constantly run through my mind. And sometimes it's not even my service, or me as a person or my business. It's because a person can't afford to put me into their budget at that point in time, or life has happened with them, so they have other things that they have to do and pull first. But as a business person, you don't really think about that all the time. The first thing you thinking about, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Or did they not like this service? Or is it something that I could have done better? So there's like some of the things, the negative things that goes on when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a business person. So I really tip my hat off to those who have been in the industry for years and their business is still floating, even down to the celebrities with their businesses and stuff too. It has to be hard because they get criticized and critiqued on everything they do. Every moment is a spotlight for them. So I just think about myself for that, and then how people who are way up there and out there and how they are handling at home behind the scenes on the things that we don't see. So I tap my hat off to those because I think I will go crazy. Like, I don't really have too many people in my comments coming for me on certain things, but I could only imagine if people come for me how I would think or be wanting to react. And I'm scared about that, but I know that I have to be a big girl, put the S on my chest, and take it like a grain of salt and ignore the negativity. But once again, I just know that that's hard. So keep pushing out there for all y'all business owners and entrepreneurs. Our time is coming back around. It's just been a little struggle these past, I want to say the past year, because it's actually going on a year since I've noticed the struggle with my business. It's going to get better. I have a feeling that it's going to get better for us, and I'm going to keep praying and hope that it gets better for everybody. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for every business, especially small businesses. I'm seeing like so many people shutting down. So many people are forced to shut down because they can't even afford to keep the business open, let alone afford to have expenses for their home and take care of their homes and their families. So if you can, just keep pushing, don't give up. If you're looking into leaving a job, corporate, and coming into being a business owner, just know that there are going to be some downs. Sometimes there's more downs than there are ups, but just keep pushing. That's all I can say. Keep pushing, keep that smile on your face, keep being positive, keep pushing your content out all the time, because right now, the way of the world, content is everything. It used to be footwork, passing out flyers, passing out your business cards and stuff like that. It's not obsolete, but that's the minimum now. Now is everything social media. People want to see you doing your work. People want to see the outcome. People want to see you actually in action. They want to see what you do outside of your work, because the world is just nosy right now. So like everybody is wondering what everybody else is doing, even if they're not interested in what you're doing in your business. They want to know what you're doing outside of your business as well. So you have to be ready for those cameras and that type of content. And don't worry about no niche. I'm against finding your niche. I feel like it just has to be you, and you go with the flow. Because everybody like, oh, you got to get a niche and do that. No, I don't agree with that. I feel like it's whatever you feel, just be consistent with it. It doesn't have to be an one thing. Like just be consistent with putting out everything, because people are going to get tired of seeing the same thing over and over again, and they're going to end up going off to another page of somebody doing the same thing that you're doing, but just doing it a little bit different and adding a little bit of extra razzle dazzle. So whatever you feel like putting out there, put it out there. Don't worry about a niche. Don't worry about what nobody say. I don't care if you don't get no likes. Trust me, those views, those numbers are going to be up on those views. That watch time, those numbers are going to be up on that watch time. So have faith in yourself when it comes to branding yourself and marketing yourself and being a business person and owner, and an entrepreneur. I just wanted to drop those little quick gems for you. You know, I got to give y'all the vibes when it comes to the Zen room, and whatever is on my brain, I'm just going to say it. Whatever on my chest, I'm going to let it out. Because if not, it's just going to bother me. It's going to bother me. And also, so speaking on the entrepreneurship and business owners too, so I have everybody know that, like, people that know me knows that my house is pretty big, and I have a lot of people. Well, my kids, I have 4 kids, but not a lot of people. But my house is pretty full. So I have a cleaning service that comes in every 2 weeks to clean the house, and I do a deep clean once a month. And I had this one person that was cleaning my house or whatever, ended up didn't work out well, so I found another cleaning service, I should say. And I just want to give her a shout out, because when I tell you she does her thing, y'all, like Bright and Shining Cleaning Services, LLC Cleaning Services. She's on Instagram, Bright and Shining Cleaning Services. The bomb. I have no complaints with her. She just started her cleaning business a few months ago, and I promise you would think that she's been doing this for years. Like, she has a team. They leave no spot unturned. Like, I never have to complain. And if it's something that I feel like they missed or I want done, I can point it out to her. And there's not like, how sometimes people just be like, huh, like giving you that you being picky look. I don't get that from her at all. And for me, it's hard, even though I know I'm paying for a service, sometimes it's hard for me to tell somebody something that I want, because I don't want to be that person where, like, oh, she's just nitpicking and nitpicking and nitpicking or whatever, because that's not who I am. But I feel comfortable when I tell her about certain things, which I've only had to tell her about like 2 things, honestly, to be honest with you. But I say that to say that because today they cleaned my house today. So I just really I reached out to her and was like, thank you for doing so much. And she reached out to me like, don't ever feel like you can't tell me if I didn't do something right or if I missed something. Please feel free to tell me, like, because that's how I learn and this and that and the third. And I really respected her for that, and it made me comfortable. So that was my reasoning for bringing that up. But if y'all ever need cleaning services, she is available. Bright and Clean Shining Cleaning Services. I will tag that on my Instagram if anybody is looking for someone to clean their homes in Charlotte area. She is very good, trustworthy. Like, I could leave her in my house. I don't have to worry about anything being missing from my house, because sometimes you have to worry about that. Her prices are very fair. They're not expensive. And I don't like to say cheap either, because I feel like nobody work should be cost cheap, but she's very affordable is what I would say, and they do an excellent job. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I don't know if it's me or other people. Sometimes you feel bad when somebody does a good job and you kind of like gotta correct them on maybe something that's so minute, but it just makes me as a person feel uncomfortable sometimes. I'm just like, dang, it was just that little spot right there. Could you just clean that? Or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I wanted to shout them out on that note. And that is going to be all today with the Zen Room on my solo podcast. I'll see y'all next time. Make sure y'all follow, like, and subscribe the Zen Room on YouTube. Follow my IG page, The Zen Room, and thezenroom.com. THEE as in the.com. Book those appointments. Springtime is springing. We have to spring clean these faces and get it together because we coming from the dry area with the cold. There's not that much sun around, so we got to get back flourished again. Make sure y'all wearing y'all sunscreen. So book those appointments, and I'll talk to y'all next time. What?
Twin, where have you been? Nobody loves me like you do. No.
I don't got no money for you at all. What do you want?
I was gonna ask to borrow a little something, but
It's the only time people be nice to you when they want to borrow some shit.
singing TikTok.
Singing TikToks trying to lovey-dub my ass. And the other time is, what you doing?
Yo, I'm weak.
Y'all, this is my baby sister.